What's good, G-Life? It's your boy, M. Shadow. Back at you with another video. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, check out the playlist. The playlist on top of my videos and no photos makes the video looking for a lot easier. You know what I mean? Don't forget to check out my second channel, Man in Society, M.O.D. We talk about stuff outside of the streets. My bad, it's dark. Just got out of work. You know what I'm saying? But there's an interesting topic I wanted to talk about that, one of me and one of my subscribers, we were debating on a video of mine's, right? Where the video, he had said that if truly we don't want to be promoting, gangs and stuff like that, then we have to stop making the music, the gangbanging music, right? Because that's promoting it. I beg to differ. You know what I mean? I don't believe that that's promoting gangbanging. You know, promoting gangbanging is when you're telling individuals, to go out there and do it because you'll get, this or this or this or that out of it. That's promoting it. You know what I mean? But getting into the mind state of an individual, to me, is not promoting it. Now, where's my evidence to back up my claims? Right? So we're going to go based on the greatest evidence of all time, which is human behavior. I know I always go back to it, but it's because it's true, right? The evidence of history. So history and human behavior, because they do, correlate with each other due to the fact of how individuals have behaved and, their actions throughout, the history of civilization. So if gangbanging motivates these individuals, if gangbanging or gangster music, that includes Ice Cube, Tupac, all the gangbanging shit, right? If it encourages individuals to go out there and gangbang, or that's the reason why they gangbang and stuff like that, then what were the first gang members out there? The first gang members when gangbanging first started, what were they listening to when they went gangbanging? Because murders were happening and they were feuding with other groups, right? So you had one gang going at it with another group. So what were they listening to then? Tupac wasn't around. Ice Cube wasn't around. Chicano rap wasn't around. You know what I mean? So what were they motivated by? If they say that gangbanging music motivates these people, or gangster music is the motivation or the source, then what was the source for them? And if gangster movies is influencing these individuals, or let's say videos on YouTube are influencing these individuals, then what was influencing them to get into the gangs before there was even technology and movies and all that? Because it was happening, and the murder rate was a lot higher before than it is now. So what was that motivation? If these individuals didn't exist. Now here's another thing, to add on top of that. A lot of people who support Chicano rap or who listen to what people quote unquote call the gangster stuff, and not just with Chicano rap, but even like Snoop Dogg and Tupac and all that gangster stuff, right? Like the government claims, all that gangster stuff is the reason for it. Or when they try to blame video games for the violence that's, occurring. But yet, throughout our history, we were more violent, back then than we are now. So what was the reason for that? Video games didn't exist back then. So, what was creating all that havoc? But, going back on track. So if this stuff wasn't around, what was, motivating them? Because you have, this music by Tupac, Snoop Dogg, and Chicano rap. Most of people that listen to that song, I know a lot of gang members do here, but most people who listen to it, because there's more regular people than there is gang members in this world, right? So most people who listen to that stuff aren't gang related. They're not gang members themselves. They are not, they belong to no gangs and never been arrested and all that. And they bump Tupac, Ice Cube, Easy, Chicano rap. You know what I mean? You go to a Chicano rap concert, there's a lot of people who are not affiliated who support these individuals. And they're not gang members. They don't go gangbanging. Yet they hear that type of music. But it's not motivating them to go out gangbanging. It's not making them pick up a gun or go join a gang or none of that. It's not. And people never bother to make those connections because they concentrate so much or think so negative of this subject that they block everything else. You know what I mean? That because they just home in on this without playing all the factors into play. You know what I mean? because they just think so negative of this life that it clouds their judgment. You get what I'm saying? Because like I have said, in a lot of my videos, is that a majority of the fuel to the fire, a majority of the reasons why these individuals turn out to be from the streets or get up and go do something, wrong, has nothing to do with music, has nothing to do with videos or movies, none of that, bro. That's not the reason why individuals are going and gangbanging. That's not the reason why they're doing what they do. They're doing what they do because of how they feel. Because of what created these emotions for them to want to go out there and self-destruct their lives. Right? And it has to be something obviously of importance to that individual. Something that really hurt that individual that much that he doesn't care whether he throws his life away or not. And that's not caused by a song or a movie. People don't have those kind of attachments to those kind of things. You know what I mean? They could hold some significant value to you, but not to the extreme where you will go out there and really risk throwing your whole entire life away, whether you live or die for it. It's caused by some other stuff. And that's the reason why these individuals who are not gang-related themselves, who have no gang ties and all that, could hear this type of music and not make them go out gangbanging and all that, because of something they hold to a high value that they don't want to risk jeopardizing or how can I say, hurting, because, of the values that they were raised with, is the reason why. It has to do a lot with how we're raised to see things and to be. You know what I mean? Is the reason why you will choose to go out and do what you do or choose to stay home. Because it's a fact. A lot of it has to do with the values that we're raised with. If this kid is willing to throw his life away and self-destruct his life, then he feels like there's nothing worth living for. Then he doesn't feel no love. So what does it matter? He's got no love. He feels no love. He thinks no one cares about him. So fuck it, why not? While this person has a loving family, has values, and doesn't want to lose that. He cares whether he lives or dies. But that's overall my opinion on how I view the subjects and matters. But what is your opinion? You guys leave it in the comments. Whether you agree or disagree, everyone's entitled to their opinions. Like I said, right here, I never come on here to say that I'm right and you're wrong. It's just to give my point of view of the matters. You know what I mean? You could have your own views, that are different from mine. That's perfectly fine. This is just the way that I view it and for the reasons I view it. But not to come and say that other people are wrong and stuff like that. But I'm just saying, Shadow, we out.